Today I want to talk about something I think every farm and homestead and family should have, and that is a good first aid kit. So I want to take you through our medicine pantry and our herbal pantry and show you what we have in our first aid kit, and we'll talk a little bit about that. So this is our first aid pantry we have off of our kitchen. This is where we keep most of our stuff. We do have some things down in the cellar, but this is where we keep most of our medicines just so that they're handy. I've organized each basket by subject so we know exactly where everything is, which is so handy when you're trying to look for something in a hurry or in the middle of the night. It's really nice just to have a place where everything is labeled and you know exactly where it's supposed to be. Not that it's always there, but most of the time it is. And then up here we have Epsom salt, dried nettle, dried turmeric. This is my pot for making salve because I use beeswax in there. I don't want to use it for anything else. And then I have a little bit of sunshine for sore throats and just sick kiddos that aren't feeling very well. Back here is our beeswax and our bentonite clay. These are used in salves, and in poison ivy remedies we use the bentonite clay for that. And then down here we have medicinal teas, mom and baby and vitamins. These are like grape water, prenatal vitamins. Fenugreek is for increasing milk supply for nursing moms. And then over here is our antiseptics. We have iodine, rubbing alcohol, witch hazel, hydrogen peroxide. This is what I keep hydrogen peroxide in. It's a lot handier being able to spray it on a wound than to try to pour it out of that big bottle. Down here we just have our pain relievers, allergy medicines, chest congestion, things that are not really for the kids. These are more for adults, adult dosages. And then we do have kids medicine, Tylenol, and of course we have BandAids galore in this box, thermometers, tape, everything like that. And then in addition to our first aid cabinet, we also have an herbal medicine cabinet right next to that, where I keep all of my herbs and oils, things that I've made, things that I bought. I get a lot of my herbs at the Amish store. Some of them I find out in the wild, in nature, but a lot of them I do buy right now. There's arrowroot powder, nettle capsules that I've made. There's empty capsules right there. Activated charcoal powder, which we use a lot. And then down here is more supplies. There's my bottles and droppers. There's some tinctures that I've made. And then we have all of my oils, and I'll go over that in just a second. So here are just a few things that we have in our first aid pantry at home and in a bag that I carry with me almost everywhere I go. Of course we have BandAids. These are just kid BandAids. They're not really great for anything except hurt feelings, I feel like. We do have a lot of stronger BandAids. We have really big BandAids, different sizes. We have a lot of fingertip and knuckle BandAids, eye patches. So these would go over an eye injury. Butterfly closures, which are good. They're sterile. It says sterile waterproof closures for small wounds and incisions. I've used these a few times when I thought maybe we needed stitches. And then we have wound pads. These are super absorbent polymer dressing, and they hold a lot of blood. We do have a lot of these gauze sponges, and we also have rolled gauze. Quick clot, I think, is really important to have. I do need to get some more of these because I think I only have one. But I carry this one with me everywhere I go. Because stopping bleeding is going to be your #1 priority if something were to happen. it reacts to the blood to create kind of this barrier that is almost like a scab, and it stops the bleeding pretty quickly. And then I have wound seal powder, which is these little, and I actually do need to get some more because I just used all the rest of this. But these are these little packets, and it's exactly the same thing as what's in here, except you pour out the little granules on the wound. So I've used this when I cut my finger when we were butchering chickens last fall, because my finger would not stop bleeding, and nothing else would help that to stop bleeding. Oh, we have cold packs. We have these and these. I've used these a lot. These are the ones that have the bag that you just pop and it turns cold like instantly. You can use it instead of ice. We don't have an ice maker and we don't have a freezer attached to our refrigerator, so I like to keep these on hand. We have these particulate respirator N95 masks. These are good for cleaning out your chicken coop, which I just did, and I had to wear one of these because you don't want to breathe in that stuff. So if you're cleaning out things, cleaning out your barn or cleaning out your garage or your chicken coop, these are really nice to have. I mean, you can still breathe fine and you just won't get in all that nasty stuff that's in the air. That's basically our first aid kit. A lot of bandages and gauze, blood stoppers, just your over-the-counter painkillers and allergy medicines. And then we have, let's see, and then I like to use for the kids Zarbee's, which is a brand that is all natural. This is cough syrup and mucus decongestant for babies. And then this is for older kids, the nighttime cough and cold syrup. This works really well for stopping coughs and helping them to rest. It does make them kind of sleepy, and it is dark honey and ivy leaf. Another thing I try to keep on hand is fresh garlic for making my cough medicine. I talked a little bit about that in our garlic planting video. It really helps to build the immune system up and to quell coughing, especially at night. Let's see, another thing that I like to have on hand is apple cider vinegar. You can buy it or you can make it. I just make mine because we end up having a lot of apples in the fall. So I just make a whole bunch of that and store it. It stores really well. Doesn't need refrigeration. And if you leave the mother in, it'll just keep getting better. So we use that for cough syrups and for general immunity building. It helps to take a swig of it when you're not feeling well. It really does boost up your immunity, I think. Another thing is coconut oil. This thing is huge. This is 1 gallon of coconut oil. And I got this at an Amish store. I don't know if you can, maybe you can buy this size at like Walmart or something, but it's gonna be way more expensive. This is about $10 for a gallon at the Amish store in Windsor, Missouri. And I use this all the time. I use it for medicine making and for making hand cream or putting it on my face after I wash my face. Another thing I like is activated charcoal. Charcoal will absorb gas and nasty stuff in your body and flush it out through your digestive system. So we take this when we have stomach aches or we're just feeling kind of icky. It takes care of nausea. This works super fast. So if you say you're feeling nauseous or you're just feeling kind of sick to your stomach, kind of gross, take a couple of these and right away it absorbs and it will make you feel better. I also have activated charcoal powder that I bought in bulk. This is a good teeth whitener, and also I use it in making a what's called a drawing salve. I mix it with beeswax and coconut oil. You put it on a wound and it draws out the impurities. If you have a splinter, put this on it, wrap your bandage around it, and it will help to draw that splinter out. I hate Vicks Vapor Rub. It just brings back some bad memories of having it when I was a kid. So I made my own, which is what this is. And this is coconut oil, beeswax, and wintergreen and peppermint oil. Works just the same, works just as well, but it's a lot more tolerable for me to have it on or to put it on my kids. And then we have plantain. Plantain is that pesky weed out in your yard that has the long leaves. Makes your yard looks terrible, but it really is a great plant. I use plantain salve for almost everything. Every cut, every burn, hives, rashes, chicken pox, any cut, bug bite, sting, poison ivy, everything, absolutely everything. And diaper rashes, I use it almost daily in our house. It's a really super plant to have. It's really great for your skin. It's really great for healing of superficial wounds, and I really enjoy having that around. So sometimes those pesky weeds that make your yard look terrible are actually really good. Alright, and I'm just going to show you a few of our oils that I have. I won't go through all of them, but these are just the ones that we use regularly, I would say. I get these through Amazon, or I get them at the Amish grocery store that we go to sometimes, not far from here. This is the Now brand. I know that some people will say, oh, you have to buy this certain brand for it to be effective, and the more money you spend, the better it's going to be. But I found that these work just as well as anything that is way more expensive, and you get a lot more. So here are some of the ones that we use the most. Lemongrass and citronella I use for bug repellent. Lavender we use all the time when we have headaches or muscle aches. For pain relief, for superficial things like bug bites or scratches or something, I will use this. And you can put it on the skin all by itself. You don't have to use a carrier oil for that. This is a wonderful, wonderful oil to have. So if you could only get a couple of these oils, I would definitely recommend lavender, and I would recommend peppermint. Rubbing it a little bit with a carrier oil. You do need a carrier oil for peppermint. If you rub it on your stomach or on your back when you have a muscle ache or a stomach ache or cramps or anything like that, it's really good pain reliever for that. Also for headaches and things. Tea tree is a good antibacterial. It's good for cleaning. It's good for wound washing. Lemon, the same thing. It's really good for like washing your countertops with or cleaning. Clove oil is a great pain reliever. Toothaches are a really good candidate for clove. Oregano is very antiviral. A good wound wash. It is great for alleviating colds, sore throats, anything like that. I have taken it when I've had a sore throat, and the sore throat was gone. Every symptom was gone within an hour. And eucalyptus opens up the airways for colds and coughs, for stuffiness. It's really good at alleviating congestion. And then this is one of my favorite ones. This is an ear oil relief blend, and it has a little dropper in there. You just put a few drops in your ear, and it will help you to get rid of earaches. So along with our first aid kit and our Herbal Medicine Cabinet and our oils, I think it's also important to have a lot of information, a lot of books to help you know what to do, help you know what you need. And as far as herbal books, I really like this one, the Practical Herbal Medicine Handbook. This has a lot of information on specific herbs, what they're for, where they're found, what to make with them. This is my favorite one that I have. the Herbal Apothecary. And this one also goes through a lot of herbs, where they're found, identification, cultivation, how to plant them, and how to use them in infusions or syrups or tinctures. And then it tells you at the end, it talks about how to make salves in general, poultices, capsules, constituents, and their basic functions, which is really nice. It tells you what is inside the plant that actually helps. So I like that book a lot. Another one is Rosemary Gladstar's. Anything by Rosemary Gladstar is going to be really good. Herbal recipes. This is just basically, it does a small overview of every plant, and then it tells you recipes to make with each plant, and then in the back it has a whole bunch of different remedies for different ailments, and they are they're separated into the ailments themselves, the parts of the body that you would use them for. Like I said, it's really important to know what you are doing. It's easy to get medicine over the counter. It gives you the directions, the instructions, and the dosage right there, so you know what to do. With herbs and oils, you don't always get that. You don't always get to know what to use them for, so you really need to be sure that you are using them in the correct way. So all those books I've gotten from Amazon. Another place I like to look for books is the thrift store or library book sales. You will often be able to find first aid books like this one at thrift stores for like really cheap. This is another one that we have. And then I found this one. So all these were found at the thrift store, probably for less than $1. I think it's really important to know first aid, CPR, how to use an AED, how to do just basic first aid. Whether you're at home or out in public, you know, society is just crazy these days. You need to know how to take care of your family. You need to know how to take care of people that you're with. If you feel like you are able to take that on, then I would highly recommend taking a first aid class, CPR class, an AED class, and any advanced classes that you can take to learn how to take care of the people around you. Because it's not just about, you know, slapping a Band-Aid on a cut. You need to be able to take care of the harder things, of the more stressful things without panicking. And I think that that's a lot of people's stumbling block to these things, is that it's scary, and it is scary. But I think the more knowledge that you have, the less scary it will be, because you will be able to face things head on without panicking. You'll know what to do, and you'll have confidence in yourself to do that. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I know it's a little different than what we usually do, but I just wanted to show you guys what we use every day, what we use sometimes, and what we hopefully never have to use in our family. So I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that it inspires you to go and create your own first aid kit, your own traveling first aid kit, and to learn maybe some alternative ways to take care of the ones that you love. And thanks for coming along. We'll see you next time.